Okay. Well, you can drink some water or go to the restroom if you need while I'm admitting the rest of the students. And also, if you forgot to type your name in the first part of the session, you can do it now. So don't worry, you can type your name just in case if you forgot it. Okay, so almost everyone is here. Okay, so getting back to the same question. So have you ever heard your grandparents or parents talking about school? And have you ever heard them telling how the teachers hit them with a ruler, or I don't know, maybe anything else? Okay, you can raise your hand if you had heard these stories. Maybe even the hand, like the head. Nobody? I don't believe you. Okay, Ichel, you heard that? Can you tell us about this example?
My father told me that in the school he got le pegaban con la regla varias veces.
Was it okay? He said, was it okay? Did he like it?
No, but
What about his parents? Did they go to school and the teacher was fired?
no.
No,
My grandfather said that that's okay.
that's okay. If you need to do it again, you can do it again, right? So it was pretty good, right? You could use corporal punishment in past, right? You could do that. So I know these stories are all over the world, and it was true not only in Mexico. But I have a question. What about if I ask you now, is it always immoral to hit students? Okay, so nowadays we would say, is it okay to hit students? And I'm pretty sure you
No,
would know, right? Okay, but
I
is it
I think that in the past it was not immoral. It was like the rule. I mean, if you broke the rules, that was your consequence, and it was okay with the parents and with society in general. But nowadays, it is a massive no. It's
that's
a don't. You cannot do that
uh,
because of human rights and a lot of traumatizing experiences that now they
exist?
say that are caused by that.
Yes, due to the fact that through media, through many sources, the children rights promoted so much, right? It doesn't mean that they didn't exist in the past. Well, maybe they didn't in some countries, but in some countries they existed, but still they were not promoted so much, right? So that was okay, right? Even parents asked them to do that. But still, what about house? Um, do some parents hit their children? Well, do they use corporal punishment? Well, in many families, it's still okay, and they still use. On the other hand, we know that at school it's not appropriate, right? As you say, it's no, right? But again, I would like you to tell me. You can write the message. So, is it always immoral? Do we say always, or sometimes it's okay to hit? At school, teachers, right? Students get hit. Students always immoral? Yes, always immoral. Okay, yes. So you will become popular on Facebook if you hit a child, right? Always, always. Okay, I have another question. So we agree, right? It's immoral. But what happens if a student pulls out a gun in class? Is it still immoral?
I guess they would allegedly say that you hit the guy. But if it's in your own defense, I mean, there are legal processes that would say that you did it in your defense, and it wouldn't be bad in the eyes of law. But maybe at society's eyes, it will be wrong because still you are the teacher and the other person is the student. So maybe they will look at it as immoral,
Okay.
but you might be technically defending yourself.
Okay, yes, that's actually what we think, right? Morally, according to our morals, right? But believe it or not, most of us would agree, and I see in the comments that it is wrong and immoral anyway, right? And I like the way you think, but believe it or not, in many countries, it is against the law. The teacher cannot hit the student or other people in any circumstances. So it's still in some countries, even if you defend yourself and you hit a minor, you will go to the jail. Even protecting others and yourself, you will go to the jail as a teacher, right? So why is it wrong? There are so many reasons, and that's why it is a very difficult decision. Well, first, because we all agree that it's immoral, right? And it becomes like code. It's against the law. You also don't like to be hit, right? It's our personal moral. If I don't like to be hit, I do not hit others, right? So it's always wrong to hit someone. That's our like also belief. And besides, it kind of violates a cultural or religious standards, right? Hitting children. Talking about it, is it going to solve the problem? I mean, he has a gun. It might be, but it's not necessarily that it will be a solution, right? To hit him. So, you see, it's kind of difficult when we talk about morals and these kind of issues. You will learn more and we will discuss a lot of issues related to teaching and
Chinga tu madre.
Yes, Jesus?
Perdón. No, disculpa, maestra.
Okay, so we will discuss more about it and personal ethics and professional ethics, especially in the relation between it in following units. So, anyway, just like kind of coming close to conclusion, how to grow ethically. Ethics is the kind of abstraction about moral values and rules. And mainly, if we talk about education, there are 4 principles of ethics: honesty, confidentiality, conflict of interest, and responsibility. Obviously, there are many more that we can add, but they go like in the first in the list. And what do we refer when we talk about honesty? In this case, honesty means being loyal, truthful, trustworthy, sincere, integral, and fair. Fair, there's misspelling. Fair, okay? And actually talking about confidentiality, if you do not, that requires the teacher not to transmit the information received from the students, that actually kind of a commitment to your profession, because many students will come to you and talk to you about their personal problems, and obviously you are the one who should be trustworthy and the commitment to this job and keep this information, let's say, in simple words, in secret, right? Without letting this information know to unauthorized people. That's actually what would be the ethically correct. And there is another aspect, that a conflict of interest, which kind of related to engaging priorities. Teachers should try to seek for things that, students might prefer to do or be engaged in, right? Instead of just thinking of themselves, right? And that would actually help you to grow professionally. Okay, and if you consider this aspect, and obviously responsibility, most of you have talked about it. So being responsible person, or transmit, or let's say, if we talk about responsibility, practice, right? Practice this value will also motivate success, right? It will hope to show that you communicate respectfully to others. And this will increase also participation, interest, motivation, attendance, and students. Okay, Well, just to finish, I think we have the last point that we haven't discussed is virtues. You saw this part and we also mentioned them. So what are the virtues? We actually talked about it last class. So I just want to have like kind of some points that I found for you. Virtues, you know that they are behavior, actions, thoughts, attitudes, right? And through virtues, you show your high moral standards. So I would need somebody to help me to read this. And let me see who didn't participate. Januario, Januario.
Yes, yes, teacher.
Please read these points for us.
Okay. Behavior showing high moral standards. Our thoughts are responsible for our actions. Our mental condition determines our character and the quality of our life. According to the Bhagavad Gita book, a controlled mind acts, acts as our friend and helps us to live a moral and spiritual life. An uncontrolled mind, on the other hand, is our enemy and acts against our interests.
Interest. Okay. So what it says here, well, kind of close to the point. When we talk about actions that we will commit in a class, obviously they are related to your thoughts, to your values, beliefs, and so on, right? But many people do not understand what ethics is and what is ethical. Okay, so that's why learning about ethical standards, the code of ethics, moral code, that's what we were going to discuss as part of a professional teacher, makes your mind controlled, okay, and helps you obviously to lead your life ethically, correctly. So remember, just me to change the slide. Okay, there are many virtues that we share, and let's say many of them. Because let's say if we say example that I have provided here are teamwork virtue and proficiency virtue. Okay, so controlling, let's say, being able to work in a team, well, enabling professionals to work successfully, not only with the co-workers, but also with the students. Okay, so developing these moral standards, improving, obviously helps you to become professional teachers. And well, another one that is very important, proficiency virtues. So here is mastering the craft as a teacher, right? Being skillful teacher. But as I told you before, what means skillful teacher? It's not only knowing your subject, it's not knowing only your the way of teaching, but also it includes, as many of you mentioned today, being a person according behave as a person according to professional ethics, right? And it brings me to the point that we discussed in the final task. Personal values are not relevant to issues in professional ethics. Many of you answer it in a different way, but all of you got kind of a the same meaning. So we agreed, number one, everybody has values, okay? We have different values. What might be important for you might not be as much as important to me, right? As much as it is important to you, or well, vice versa. So in this case, can professional ethics exist without personal values? No, right? Because that's actually where they come from. But what do we refer here? Personal values are not relevant. It's not necessarily mean it's not important. Of course, they are important, right? Because that's where the professional ethics come, right? The base of it are personal factors, right? Our values, beliefs, and but they might not be appropriate in some situations, right? So that's what this phrase might mean. Okay, personal values are important. And actually, sometimes you will use your personal ethical principles to solve many problems at school and your classroom. But if they are different from the ones that are established by school, from a professional ethics, so here that where you have to stop and think and look for correct solution. Okay, so in this case, you might talk to principal or a coworker who has a better, let's say, a different experience. Ay, no puede ser. Se me acabó. Ay. Ya se me acabó. Ay. Ay.
Hello.
Okay, I'm here. I was disconnected, but I'm here. Okay, so I can continue. I thought I was disconnected and I was not able to say bye again. I was like, no. Okay, so well, I was so stressed, so I lost my point. Well, anyway, so anybody would like to add a conclusion? What we learned today in the class is something valuable that you can bring to your discussion, to your replies, and to your following units? Anybody? No, it's okay. It's okay. If you have nothing to say, you might be tired. It's very late. I understand. Yes, Jesus, would you? I don't know.
No, I don't have nothing to say, teacher.
Okay. Well, so then thank you for coming. And well, have a wonderful weekend. It's just still one more week. So please don't lose your energy. Don't relax. Still one more week and you will have a vacation time. So, well, and remember, we keep in touch. You have messages, email, so you can contact me anytime. Okay. And well, goodbye. Good evening. Have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you, teacher. Bye-bye.
Thank you, teacher. You
Thank you,
too.
teacher.
Bye.
Thank you, teacher. See you.
See you. Bye bye.
Thank you, teacher. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye bye.